Hello there. So how do you take a $4 billion property and flush it down the toilet? Well, quite simple. Just watch what Disney did. The night I found out they had bought Lucasfilm, I was so excited. I heard they were going to do a film a year. They were bringing Luke, Han and Leia back. What could possibly go wrong? Well, I'll tell you, and you already know what went wrong. They had Han, Luke and Leia in The Force Awakens, and those three were never in a scene together. What was going on? The Force Awakens is a total rip-off of A New Hope. They could have done something so special. They could have had the beginning of The Force Awakens, or whatever they would have called it, as a golden age for the galaxy. Thousands of Jedi around the galaxy, helping people, assisting people. Luke Skywalker building a Jedi temple and training younglings and helping people. And then maybe a dark force from another galaxy invades and then there's a war or something more interesting than what they gave us. So, okay, The Force Awakens was all right. It wasn't a bad film. It posed a lot of questions. It posed mysteries. We were engaged, weren't we? Let's be honest. So then we go to Rogue One. Now, Rogue One is a good film if it's not a Star Wars film. The problem with this film was the Easter egg movie, wasn't it? Do you remember the close-up they did on that milk, on that blue milk at the beginning of the film? And we got Easter egg after Easter egg and after Easter egg. I loved seeing Tarkin. A lot of people had issue with his CGI. I thought the CGI for Tarkin was brilliant. And I thought the actor did a great voice. Leia's CG VFX was terrible, horrible. Now, bless her, Carrie Fisher said she thought it was amazing. I didn't think it was amazing. The film was all right, but it lacked soul, it lacked personality, everything the original trilogy had. So then we get to the biggest clusterfuck of all time. The Last Jedi. This film is a diluted mess. And let me tell you why again. Killing off Snoke, I was sitting in the cinema and I thought, I know he said he was going to shock us, but these were not good shocks, were they? So you kill off Snoke, oh great. We're left with Kylo Ren, the most boring villain of all time. He's obsessed with Darth Vader. Isn't that fun? No. It's not fun. It's boring. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Daisy Ridley. I really do. But Rey, again, is a bit of a soulless character. And she has this big issue, hasn't she? She's good at everything, not much training. And listen, I accepted her in the first film because I thought they're going to give us answers in the second film. I assume JJ will be back to write and direct it. You bring Rian Johnson in. He decides to do whatever he wants. You know, he's told, do what you want, mate. Don't worry about JJ, he's fine. Kathleen Kennedy gave him the keys to the kingdom. And because he made Looper, he's a great director. Look, The Last Jedi looked magnificent. But the film had so many issues. It wasn't a Star Wars film. I couldn't believe Luke throwing the lightsaber off the cliff. It didn't make sense. The Porgs were absolutely terrible. They were crap. And listen, you can't compare them with Jar Jar Binks. I'm sorry. At least kids like Jar Jar Binks. Who liked the Porgs? They were crap. So that film is the film that broke Star Wars. It is. It made so many people so angry. And we know what it tried to do. It tried to get into gender politics, identity politics, everything. That's not Star Wars. People watch Star Wars to escape their dreary lives, not to have an echo of the real world. So we are here now. We get to Solo. I haven't watched Solo. I refuse to watch Solo because I don't want to watch another actor playing Solo. I don't care who's playing him. It doesn't matter who they pick. People say, this actor wasn't the right actor. Doesn't matter. Whoever played Solo, it would have been wrong. We didn't need the Solo movie. Imagine you have a universe with multiple planets creatures. You can do anything. You don't even have to do anything from the past. But if you're going to do anything from Star Wars' past, do an Ahsoka movie. That's what we wanted, Ahsoka. Obi-Wan, you could do an Obi-Wan and Ahsoka movie. You could have done anything. If you want, bring Hayden Christensen back and do an Ahsoka, Anakin, Obi-Wan movie. The three of them together could have been quite innocent. Not innocent, what I talk about, quite awesome. You know, having a kind of a Clone Wars movie, if you like. There's so many awesome things they could have done, and they didn't do them. And as I say, now we're sitting with the potential of Solo, a Star Wars movie, making 450 globally at the end of its run. That's worse than Justice League. Justice League made 650 by the end of its run. Now, I like what happened with Justice League because basically everybody knew the DCU had to change. They made the relevant changes. Warner Brothers allowed fans to say what they want and didn't slag them off. But Lucasfilm decided to call people sexists, white fat men, racists. I've never seen a company treat their customers in this way. They didn't believe this was going to happen, and that's why they got a bloody nose. And now, a great franchise is broken. How can it be fixed? Well, Kathleen Kennedy does have to go, but I have a suspicion about her. I think it was George Lucas who insisted she was going to be the president, and I think it's within the contract agreement of the sale to Lucasfilm. So I think that's a problem. I think the only way it can change this situation is she stands up and be the bigger person and says, do you know what, I failed, I'm going. We bring David Fillion in, who did the animated series of Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and maybe George Lucas can be a consultant. But George is an old man. But I've got something else to say. Our reaction to the prequels was all wrong. We had every right to voice our concerns and our opinions and our disapproval. But the way some of us went after George is the reason we're in this mess now. We drove him away from the franchise. And are we better off now? He was the godfather of this. He created this. He had every right to do what he wanted to do. And now we're in a mess. I love Star Wars. You lot love Star Wars. Now we have to keep on doing what we're doing. It's on to episode 9. I'm not going to watch episode 9. That makes me feel sad, but I'm not. I can't allow these films to succeed until we get the right people involved. Hopefully, it'll be the same thing as Diane Nelson, the former president of the DCEU. A few months after Justice League, she left for personal reasons. Hopefully, that happens with Kennedy. It's another sad thing as well when we talk about Lucasfilm with such anger and vent. It has George Lucas's name on it. I've started calling it Kennedy film. It's not Lucas's baby. This is not what he gave us. I'm sad. I'm sad and angry and disappointed. And when I look at these Disney shills blaming Star Wars like we're tired of Star Wars. We're not tired of Star Wars. We're tired of Disney Star Wars. That's what we're tired of. Excuses, it was released in May. Too much competition. When did you ever hear of a Star Wars film complaining about too much competition? They're trying to compare this box office with the prequels. The prequels had less screens and still did a lot better and still did fantastic money. The point is, Star Wars honour is at stake here. And we must keep on fighting. People say to me, Mick, it's just a film. It's more than a film. It was an escape for us. It's something beautiful, something amazing. As a Superman fan as well, I understand that. We need these things. We need fantasy. We need escape. And if we allow companies like Disney, who are dominating this industry already, and I hate them already. I hate their dominance of the movie industry. They've diluted our industry. The variety of film we had when we were growing up is dead. They must be stopped. In a way, it's a war. We've won the First World War. Now, we have to win the second. Thanks very much, guys. We'll do another one soon.